Guys, welcome back again to the channel. So I'm going to show you how to draft an off-shoulder corset bustier, which you can use for a gown, crop top, or even a blouse, a full blouse. So I'll be showing you a very simple method of achieving that. So if you're interested, continue watching and make sure you watch to the end so you won't miss out of any important information. So guys, with that being said, let's get started. I'm going to be drafting with this pattern paper. So the first thing I'll be doing is to mark out my starting point as usual. I'll just draw a straight line here. No measurement, just draw a straight line, and this will be my starting point. So just like every other off-shoulder bustier, I will minus 5 inches and then take the vertical measurement. Vertical measurement is the measurement from shoulder downwards. Place your tape on your shoulder, place it at the shoulder, then you take your bust point. The bust point is that protruded point of your bust, the biggest part of your bust. That is your bust point. So you take your bust point, and then under the bust where your bra sits is the under bust, from shoulder to the under bust. And then from the shoulder to the half length. The half length is like 2 inches or 3 inches below the under bust. That's the half length. So that is it for the vertical measurement for the sake of beginners. So I will remove 5 inches and take the vertical measurement. My bust point is 10. My under bust is 13. My half length is 16. You can take the vertical measurement to any length of your choice. But I'm going to stop at the half length. I'll be adding my sewing allowance when I'm cutting with the fabric. I hope you understand. So my half length is 16. Then I'm going to repeat the same thing this side for us to get a straight line. So bust point 10, under bust 13, half length 16. So now I'm going to label it. This is my bust point. Then this is my under bust, and then this is my half length. So this line here is our neckline. Do you understand? You know, I removed 5 inches. 5 inches. So this point, this 5 inches should be somewhere here at the neck side. So that's why I'm going to label this line to be my neckline. I'll just write NL. So guys, the next thing I'll be doing is to mark out my bust pan. I'm going to mark my bust pan on all these lines. So my bust pan is 8. 8 divided by 2 will give us 4. Bust pan is the distance from one bust to the other bust. The nipple to nipple point measurement. Place your tape at one bust and then stretch it to the other bust to get your bust pan. Do you understand? So mine is 8 divided by 2 will give us 4. So I'm going to mark these 4 inches on all the lines. Then I'll connect the points. So we now have the bust pan line. For us to get the bustier, I'll be marking out my dart. I'm going to mark 1 inch this side and 1 inch this side, making it 2 inches. If you have a bigger bust, you mark 1.5 inches here and mark 1 inch here. So that when you add it up, you get 2.5 inches. So, but for me, I'm going to be making use of 2 inches. So 1 inch this side and 1 inch this side. This is the half length. To the under bust, I'll do the same thing. 1 inch this side and 1 inch this side. So I'll connect the 2 points. like this and connect this one like this. So the next thing I'll be doing is to draw a curve from this bust point to meet this 1 inch here for us to get our breast curve. You can come down by 1 inch and then make a curve with your free hand if you don't have this curve ruler. So I'm going to draw my curve like this, and at this side I'll do the same thing. This is it for this side. Then at this point I'm going to do the same thing, 1 inch on this side and 1 inch on the other side, making it 2 inches. So this is 1 inch and then this is 1 inch. So from this 1 inch I'll connect to the bust point. From here I'll connect to the bust point with a very slight curve. So I'm making use of this curve ruler. If you don't have this curve ruler, just go up from this bust point, go up by 1 inch and then connect to that point. Do you understand? So I'll do like this. I'll connect like this and connect like this. So having done that, the next thing I'm going to do is to mark out my neck depth. Minus 5 inches, I'll take the measurement for the neck depth. The neck depth I would like to work with is 7.5. Feel free to add the neck depth of your choice depending on how deep or how low you want your neckline to be. You can do 6 inches, 7 inches, even 8 inches. So I'm going to mark 7.5 inches. That will be my neck depth, which is here. And on that point, I'm going to mark out my cup separation. That space in between the two busts is called the cup separation. So for that, I'll be marking half inch. So I'm going to connect like this. And I'll draw the line down to the bust point like this. I hope you are following. I'll make a curve from here to the under bust. So I'll be using this ruler to do that. This is it for this side. Coming to this side, I'm going to simply take the distance from the bust point to the under bust. And here I have 3 inches. I'll place it here plus 1 inch. I'll be adding 1 inch to that. So 3 plus 1 will give us 4. The reason is because at this side, at the side of the bust is always bigger or fuller, that side. So that 1 inch will help to, accommodate the bust. I'll be marking 4 inches here. 4 inches. So at this point, at this 4 inches, I'll make a curve to this point as well. So this is what I have. So I'll come on this line and take the wideness of the neckline. We have gotten the neck depth here, remember. So the next thing I'll be doing is to take the neck width. That is the wideness of the neckline. So for an off shoulder, you can do 11 inches, you can do 12 inches maximum. So anything more than 12 inches, it means that your sleeve will be falling off from your shoulder. Do you understand? So standard for me is between 11 inches and 12 inches for the neck width, provided it's an off shoulder. So for this particular corset, I'm going to be making use of 11 inches neck width. So 11 divided by 2 will give us 5.5. So my neck width is going to be 5.5. Then I mark. If you are going to make use of 12 inches, it means that your neck width is going to be 6. That is 12 divided by 2 will give us 6. Do you understand? So don't go more than 6 inches for this particular off shoulder corset. So I've marked 5.5, which is my neck width. The next thing I'll be doing is to replace this dart, which is 2 inches. So I'll come here and add 2 inches to replace the dart. And then this point now will now be my neck width. Because by the time I cut out this dart, I'll have exactly 5.5. Do you understand? So having gotten that, on this point, I'm going to measure my armhole depth. My armhole depth. So minus 5, I'll measure my armhole depth, which is 8 for me. For you to know your armhole depth, just divide your bust circumference, the round bust measurement, divide it by 6. Whatever you have, you add 1.5 to that to get your armhole depth. Or you can take the measurement of your round armhole and then divide it by 2. If your measurement is 16, divide by 2 will give you 8, just like me. My round armhole measurement is 16. Divide by 2 is 8. So my armhole depth is 8 inches. So I'm going to remove 5 inches like this, and I'll mark my 8 inches here, which is my armhole depth. So I'm going to draw a line to connect the 2 points. So on this armhole depth, I'll be marking my bust circumference. That's my round bust measurement. My round bust measurement is 39. 39 divided by 4 will give us 9.75. Then I mark 9.75. Remember these 2 inches, I'm going to equally replace it here. So I'll mark 2 inches here. Then I'll connect the lines like this. So this is what I have. And on that note, I'm going to draw my curve, my armhole curve, like this. Because it's an off shoulder, this is how your armhole curve should be looking like. So having gotten our armhole curve, the next thing I'll be doing is to take this line to the armhole curve, like this. I'm going to take it to the armhole curve, like this. The next thing I'll be doing is to draw the shape of my neckline. It's as simple as that. So the next thing I'll be doing is to come here on this line. I'm going to come down by 1 inch, 1 inch, and mark. So that means my neck depth at this point is now going to be 6 inches. Remember, minus 5 plus this 1 inch will be 6 at this point. But here I remove 7.5. I hope you are following. So I remove 1 inch here. I'll come here and remove 1 inch as well. Here. Minus 1 inch, minus 1 inch. Do you understand? So at that point, I'm going to come here and measure. I'll be measuring 0.25 here to complete my 1 inch. You know, by the time I came down by 1 inch here, from here to here is not up to 1 inch. So for us to get a very nice curvy shape, I have to come here and measure 0.25, and I'll do the same thing here. I'll come here and measure 0.25. In order for us to get from here to here to be 1 inch, and from here to here to be 1 inch. Do you understand? This is for us to get a very sharp curve, a very nice curve for the bust. So I'm going to connect to the bust point like this. So we no longer need this line. We no longer need this line here. I no longer need this line. So from this 0.25, I'll connect to the bust point as well. And that will be the line we are going to make use of. So this is what I have. So I no longer need this line. So I'm going to cancel it. So this is the line I'll be making use of. This one and this one. Okay? So having done that, I'm going to connect from here to here with a straight line. Like this. And here I'm going to connect with a very slight curve because I want to make use of a sweetheart neck shape. Sweetheart neck shape. So this is what I have. So by the time this line connects to this line, our sweetheart shape is going to, be pronounced or come out very well. All right. So having done that, I'm going to label this to be 1 and label this to be 2. So the next thing is, this is our bust measurement. If you can remember, this is our bust measurement. I'll come down, I'm going to bring it down to the bust point. So at the under bust, I'll be adding my round under bust measurement. My round under bust measurement is 34 divided by 4 will give us 8.5. Then I'll be replacing these 2 inches that I have here for my dart. I'll replace it here. And I'll connect. Remember, I'm not going to add any sewing allowance yet. I'll be doing that while cutting with my fabric. So I'll take it down to the half length like this. So guys, this is basically for the front side. The next thing I'll be doing now is to cut it out. So guys, at this point, if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up so that others can see it as well and watch. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video. Thank you so much. So I'll go ahead and cut it out now. So by the time you join 1 to 2 to sew it, you're going to join it like this, and then you're going to see that everything corresponds together. So this is what we have for the front side, and this is where we are going to attach our off-shoulder sleeve, and then this side is going to the shoulder, the tip of the shoulder. By the time you sew this, you are going to appreciate what we have. Okay, so this is it for the front side. We are going to draft the back side of the corset now. So guys, for the back side, I'm going to draw out my starting point as usual and label it NL, neckline. So from that point, I'll take my vertical measurement, -5. -5, I'll measure my bust point and half length. Bust point and half length, because there's no bustier at the back, so we don't need the under bust. So bust point and half length. So the next thing I'll be doing is to mark out my zipper allowance. So I'll be using 2 inches for zip allowance. If you don't want zip allowance, you can lace the back, and in that case you don't need this zip allowance. So zip, this is my zip allowance. I'll label it Z. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to measure my neck width. The wideness of the neckline for me, for the back side as well, is going to be 5.5. Remember, the neck width for the front is supposed to be matching with the neck width for the back. So I have 5.5 for my neck width. Then I mark. So at that point, I will draw my armhole depth, which is 8. And I'll make a straight line to that point like this. Then I'm going to be marking my bust measurement, which is 9.75. That is 39 divided by 4. Then I'll connect So I'll draw my armhole, a very sharp curve, like so. So this is my back armhole. Then the next thing I'll be doing is to determine the neck depth for the back side. The neck depth I'll be working with is going to be 9 inches. 9 inches. So feel free to make use of the neck depth of your choice. So from this neck depth, I'll connect to this point with any shape of the neckline I want. So if you want a round shape, you make a round shape. If you want a V, whatever shape you want, you add it there. I'm going to be making a round shape. So I'll draw my round shape like this. So this is the shape I want for the back. So I'll extend it to the zipper allowance. So my bust circumference is 39 divided by 4, 9.75, which I've already marked here. So I'm going to connect the point like so. So coming to the half length, this is half length, and then this is the bust point. I'll be measuring my waist measurement there, which is 34. 34 divided by 4 will give us 8.5. So I'm going to connect the point because I don't want that at the back side. I don't want that. But if you want to add that to the back side, you add your 1 inch for that allowance. Come here and measure 1 inch and then join it for your dart. And for you to draw your dart, you are going to measure your bust span. Bust span for me is 4. And this is the bust point. I'm going to, for the back side, you go up by 1 inch like this, and then you draw your dart. So you draw a straight line, and then take it ½ inch on this side, ½ inch on this side. You connect your dart. Do you understand? So, but for me, I don't want that for the back side. So this is it for the back side, as simple as that. So this is the back side. This is where you are going to fix your sleeve. So if you don't want a zipper allowance, then you don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need to add it. This is what we are going to make use of. So if you want to lace the back, you come here and measure how wide you want the opening at the back to be for you to be able to lace it. So you can measure 1 inch, 1.5, or even 2 inches here. By the time you measure it, you mark it and then you cut it out. If you don't know how to do your back lacing for corset, I have a video already in the channel. So go ahead and check it out and watch. Or I will leave the link in the description box. Go ahead and check it out and watch. So if you want to lace the back, you can just follow the same step. Nothing different. Okay? So this is it for the back side. As simple as that. And this is it for the front side. In our next tutorial, we're going to be sewing this. So make sure to hit your notification bell so that you'll be notified. So I hope you like this video. Please go ahead and give it a thumbs up so that others can see it as well. So guys, go ahead and try it out and let me know your result in the comment section. And if you have any question, please leave it in the comment section. I'll attend to it. So guys, I'm going to be stopping here. In our next tutorial, we're going to cut on our fabric, add our necessary sewing allowances, and join everything together. So thank you so much for watching. Till next time, I will see you again. For now, it is bye-bye.